and Javokir Sindarov. Pragnananda representing the Alpine SG Pipers, while Javokir Sindarov playing for the Ganges Grandmasters. What a big clash this is going to be. Earlier, whenever Prag would play Sindarov, I would think that Prag would be the small favorite. But now, with what Javokir has achieved recently at the FIDE World Cup and also at the freestyle chess where he managed to beat Magnus Carlsen, I think Sindarov is definitely even to Pragnananda right now. They are playing on the third board. It's a 6-player team that is there, and Prag and Sindarov, of course, want their teams to do well. It's 20 minutes per player, and on 40th move onwards, you have 2 seconds increment. The players shake hands, and Prag opens the game with pawn to e4. Javokir goes e5, knight comes out to f3, knight c6, and we have the Italian here with bishop c4, knight to f6, pawn d3, and bishop e7. This is Javokir's favorite line to play fighting chess. He doesn't put his bishop out here on c5. Black also castles, and now Prag gets his knight to d2, pawn to d6, and now a3 played, just making a square for the bishop to drop back, h6, and pawn to b4. We have rook e8 in the position, and Pragnananda gets his bishop out. The bishop tucks back on the f8 square, and now rook e1, putting pressure on e5. The knight goes to e7 with the idea of knight g6. And Prag brings his knight to f1. The knight goes to g6, and we have knight to g3. So all 4 knights have gathered together on the king side. c6 to at some point break with d5. The bishop drops back. The e5 pawn is definitely going to be under pressure if you push d5. So a5, starting the play on the queen side here, and Prag breaks in the center with pawn to d4. He takes on d4, and you can take here with the bishop or with the queen or with the knight. He takes with the queen. And we have bishop to g4, putting pressure on the knight on f3. And the knight goes to d2. The bishop drops back, and Prag, wow, he keeps gaining more and more space. a4, a4, and he takes on a1. You can take with the rook, but also with the bishop. Prag is trying to assess what's the best recapture. He takes with the rook, and now comes pawn to b5, putting pressure here. Takes, and Javokir takes first on b3, knight takes b3, cb5 played. Black has certain weaknesses in the position, but so are the white pawns a bit weak as well. Queen comes to d3, attacking the b5 pawn, and now d5 here is a great move for Javokir. Let's see if he manages to find it. He plays it, he gets rid of his weakness. b4 is put under pressure. The game is petering out into equality. Rook d1, knight jumps to f4, and now Prag goes queen d2. He pushes his pawn to g5. Oh, this is risky chess by Sindarov. f3, and queen comes to b6, giving a check. He offers a trade of the queens.
You can earn without working and without any financial knowledge.
Sindarov takes it, knight takes d4, and now he takes on e4. And Prag chops off the pawn on b5. And now the rook comes to e6, defending the knight here that was hanging on f6. Knight to c7 played. The rook comes to c6. And bishop takes knight. He takes ef3. What a move this is. Because if you save the bishop here, then rook jumps in. So he goes bishop e5, Knight comes back to g6, and now b5. The game is sharpening up crazily. Rook c2 played by Sindarov. And if you look at it right now, Jawahir is a piece down. Bishop d6 played. But what great assessment. Takes, and he takes on c7. And now g takes f3 is equal. There was a chance for Sindarov to play for more. b6, he goes behind. Knight jumps to f5, still equal. The knight comes into e5, attacking the pawn here. Takes on h6, king h7. And he plays rook f6, defending as well as attacking. King g7 played, rook to f5. And this could end in a draw, but check. King up, knight g6. He needs to take on f7. King h6 taken, b7 check. And now Prag thinking where to move his king. He goes back, king g1, a big mistake. Knight jumps into h4, and all of a sudden Jawahir is winning here. Rook c7, he takes the pawn, king f1, and he brings his king in. Everything is now just winning. What a turnaround this is. King e4, another check, king f4. The king is coming into g3. Rook c7, he moves in. It's a mate threatened here. Rook c2 played, and rook takes pawn, and Pragnananda resigns. Jawahir Sindarov has won the game. It's absolutely incredible, the level of chess shown by the Uzbek grandmaster here. Pragnananda is left thinking, where did he go wrong? Well, let's try to break down the critical moment.